Hello. It's been a while since I've done one of these sort of update videos. Yeah, several months actually, and I just felt like making them again. Now I won't be showing everything I've bought or since the last one, because that video would be stupidly long because I bought quite a few. But I thought I'd show some of the stuff that I've bought recently. So we'll start off with two that make sense only to Phil why I bought them. So we have the Misery and the Man with No Name trilogy. Now, you might recall, if you've seen some of my older videos, that I bought the 4Ks of Misery and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from the States. The thing is that they came with the 4Ks were region free, but the standard Blu-rays that came with them, with all the features and stuff on, and the films, I couldn't play because they're region 1 locked, and I don't have a region free player anymore. Now, even though I could watch the 4Ks, which is fine, it really bothered me that I couldn't watch the Blu-rays. So I ended up selling them and just buying again Misery on its own, and then the Man with No Name trilogy. To have again, it doesn't really make sense, except to me, and even to me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's just what I felt like doing. So yeah. Anyway, Misery, based on a Stephen King book, really, really great film. The Man with No Name trilogy. So you got Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more. Those two are actually Kino have brought those two out on 4K, but importing them would be, and that's another reason why I rebought these, because I sold them, pick up the 4Ks, but then I realized, well, those are going to be really expensive. So, and since we're living through a cost of living crisis at the moment, I want to save as much money as I can on discs. So these'll do, and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So these'll do for now. Hopefully, a UK label will put out those films. Yeah. Love them anyway. It's great films. I love Sergio Leone's films. Never get tired of watching them. Not a big fan of Once Upon a Time in America, if I'm being perfectly honest, but his westerns I really do love. I've never seen Colossus of Rhodes either. Plus, another reason I want to get this is that the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is the extended version, whereas the 4K was the shorter international theatrical cut, which is good. It's probably a slightly better edit, but to me the film always feels a little incomplete without the extra scenes. So, yeah. Next we have the Slasher Nasties triple bill with Torso, The Night Train Murders, and The Killer Nun. I don't think I can show you the back cover or the disc because they have like naked women and like gory stuff on, so I don't want to get the video flagged. Basically, these are, I don't think they're actually video nasties, but they're basically 3 Italian exploitation films. The only one I've seen The Night Train Murders before. I haven't seen the other 2. I think they're all on Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray of The Night Train Murders is like out of print and quite hard to get. So the only way you can really get the film on physical media anymore is if you buy this triple bill. So I just bought it, and yeah, I'm sure the DVDs will look all right on my upscale to my TV. Anyway, yeah, Night Train Murders is like a rip-off of The Last House on the Left, but on a train. And yeah, it's a good film. I actually think I prefer it over The Last House on the Left, if I'm being perfectly honest. Next, we have we have a short film about killing and a short film about love. Now, context. So there's a TV series, a Polish TV series by this director. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. Called The Decalogue. In The Decalogue, it's basically a 10-part TV series, and each episode, it's a drama, and each episode deals with one of the, I think it's the 10 Commandments, and 2 of the episodes, I think episodes 5 and 6, were basically re-edited into movie length, and they were released to the cinemas, so, which are basically these, so short film about killing and short film about love. These are 2 of the episodes, but made longer and, made movie length. And, for some reason, the Arrow released the box set of the Decalogue TV series, but they don't have the rights to these 2. Artificial Eye does. So I thought, since I've not seen the series, I thought I'll buy the 2 film versions, and then watch them, and then if I like them, I'll buy the TV series later. 'Cause I think the film versions are meant to be slightly better anyway, so, I'd rather watch these ones first. But yeah. Next we have one I picked up today. We have Shaft triple feature. We have the original Shaft from 1970, is it 71 or 72? The early 70s. Shaft's Big Score and Shaft in Africa. So it comes with the 3 films. Obviously, it's a blaxploitation films about a black private detective named John Shaft. You probably all know the theme tune. Everyone knows the theme tune to these films. You might have even seen like the Samuel L. Jackson remake. It wasn't a remake, actually. I think he's actually playing the son of this guy in it. But yeah, I've seen the first one many years ago, and I remember enjoying it, but I've not seen the other 2. There is a Criterion release of the first film coming out, and it includes Shaft's Big Score as a special feature. And I was going to buy that, but then I thought, but it's $25.99. Whereas this was 20 quid, and it comes with the third one too. I mean, you get less extra features, and you don't get the remastered version of, because the Criterion version of the first one's going to be, it's a remastered transfer. But like I say, you get the third film, and it's less expensive, so I thought this was a better bargain. You do get some extra features. You get like a making of documentary and an episode of the TV series. Yeah, there was a TV series of Shaft, didn't last very long. But you get an episode of that and the trailer, so you do get some stuff on there. Yeah, looking forward to checking out the 2 sequels, because of I like a bit of blaxploitation now and again. We have the definitive restorations of Laurel and Hardy. This is a collection of, it's 4 discs worth of restored Laurel and Hardy films. Basically, it's in the UCLA. They're restoring all of the Hal Roach shorts and features. And this is basically all the ones, or some of the ones they've done so far. It is region free, so if you, like me, you don't have a region free player, you can play this on any player, so which is good. Comes with Sons of the Desert, the Battle of the Century. The Battle of the Century is a silent short, and it's worth getting this set just for that, because it is the longest ever version of it. And exists basically like the previous versions of it were like missing but bits, and I think it's either the full version or it's nearly like, it's like 95% complete, so it's got stuff that wasn't in previous releases of it, because it's being incomplete, so it's worth getting just for that. Birthmarks, Brats, Hog Wild, Come Clean, One Good Turn, Me and My Pal, Helpmates, The Music Box, The Chimp, County Hospital, Scram, Their First Mistake, The Midnight Patrol, Busybodies, Way Out West, Toad in a Hole, Twice Two, That's That, and Train a Test Tube, which is it's an educational film they made like towards like near the end of their career, so that it's kind of cool to have. So you get the 4 discs. Yeah, it's worth having. Also, if you're a fan and you want it in HD, you might want to pick up. There's a UK set called The Very Best of Laurel and Hardy. I don't have it at hand. Hold on. I'll just... Where is it? Here. This set, which is... basically, it was released as a cash-in to when the Stan and Ollie biopic film came out. It's got Blockheads, Our Relations, Pardon Us, Sons of the Desert, and Way Out West, plus Another Fine Mess, Busybodies, and Toad in a Hole. Now, the transfers on these they're not great. They're not like the remastered versions. I think actually the Toad in the Hole and Busybodies aren't even HD. They're SD copies, and they're not like particularly not transferred very well. They have some encoding problems, but it's worth having this because obviously Blockheads, Our Relations, and Pardon Us, and Another Fine Mess aren't in this one. So until they release more volumes of these, you need to have this too if you want more of their films in HD. But yeah, this is the only reason to get the transfers on this aren't very good. They're the same ones they use on the DVDs, and they are in HD. But they're like, they've got PAL speed up and they're not remastered and they don't look great, but they they do look slightly better than the DVD, so that's something. Next we have Lawrence of Arabia, just the standard Blu-ray. I did own this before, but I sold it because so the 4K of this was released in the Columbia Classics box set, which I didn't get. It's out of print now. But then they announced that they're releasing it in like a 60th anniversary edition on 4K, but it's a steelbook, and I did have it on pre-order, but it's like 65 quid. And plus postage because it's a Zavvi exclusive, and I don't want to pay that much for one film, even though this is a great film. That's just too much. So I just bought the Blu-ray again, and I'll just make do with this until a standard version comes out, if it ever comes out, and if it doesn't, well, this uses the 4K scan, so this does look excellent even on a 4K TV. So if we never get a standard version of the 4K, I'm fine with this because it does look excellent anyway. Vampire. This is it's a Carl Theodor Dreyer Masters Cinema release. This is it's either the first sound vampire film or the second. I think Dracula might have been the first, but this is the limited edition, so you get the outer box with the big thick booklet. And I'm guessing when this sells out, you'll get the regular case like that. It's like a vampire. I think is it French or German or but anyway, it's based on Carl Miller, the Carl Miller story by Le Fanu, and it's kind of quite weird and arty, but it is a good film, and it's worth watching if you're a fan of like early horror cinema, because it's, like I said, it's one of the first sound vampire films, and it is really good. There's a very good the Masters Cinema release is worth getting to because it has a very good commentary by Guillermo del Toro, the film director. I don't think that's on the Criterion release. It's only on this one, so you want to get that version. Dark Star, John Carpenter's first film. Basically, this was a student film made by John Carpenter and Dan O'Bannon, who later wrote Alien, and it later got expanded to a feature-length film. So, it's alright. It's not a great film. It's quite impressive, if you watch it with the mindset that this is a student film. The production design and the special effects, they look quite cheap. They are quite impressive considering it was made by, film students with no money. And it's a good film. I think it's very reminiscent of Red Dwarf, the humor. It's about these guys in space, and it's kind of a stoner comedy in space. It's pretty funny. Yeah. This has the theatrical cut and the director's cut, which removes some of the footage that was added to make it, because it was a student film, and then they had to shoot more stuff to make it feature length, and the director's cut removed some of it that and John Carpenter and Dan O'Bannon thought would just like padding. They didn't really add anything. So, and you also get a really good feature length documentary about the film, which is I think it's on YouTube. Yeah, if you look up Let There Be Light, The Odyssey of Dark Star on YouTube, it's on there. And it's worth watching even if you haven't seen the film, just because it's very in-depth documentary and it's very interesting. So, yeah, that's Dark Star. We have another 4K Masters of Cinema, Medium Cool. I don't know anything about this one. The reason I bought it is because it's an out-of-print title, and I always like to sort of check and see if any of the out-of-print Masters of Cinemas are... it's got a sticker on the barcode for some reason. But basically, if you... sometimes I like to look at, see if out-of-print titles, and someone was selling this still in the plastic. I mean, obviously I've taken it out now, but it was still in the plastic, and it was like for £7 plus postage, so I bid on it, and no one else bid on it, which surprised me, because again, it's an out-of-print title. But so I got it for a steal, basically. It's got the Blu-ray and the DVD. And of course, the booklet. Again, I've never seen the film, don't know much about it, because it's out of print, but I've heard it's good, so, yeah. And if I don't like it, well, because it's out of print, I can probably sell it and still, like, make back what I paid for it. So, we have the 4Ks. We'll start off with the big one everyone bought, the Batman. Yeah, I thought this was great. This is one of my favourite films of the year so far. Got it from the supermarket, actually, which is odd because they don't tend to sell 4Ks in the supermarket. Most supermarkets don't sell physical media at all, but my Morrison's does, and they never sell 4Ks. I didn't get a copy with the slipcover, but that's alright. It's just a bit of cardboard, really. I'm not too bothered. Got the 4K, and then the Blu-ray and the bonus features Blu-ray. So, yeah, great film. Really great. Only sort of issues I have with it is I think Paul Dano's a bit too over the top in some places. There's some parts where I think he's meant to be like creepy, but he overplays it a bit and he becomes a bit silly. Or maybe that was the intention. I don't know, but he's a bit silly in some scenes. The climax goes on a bit too long. But other than that, I think it's a great film. I think this is probably the best Batman film, to be honest, we've had so far. Because we have a giant James Dean's final film. It's like about an oil family in Texas. I think it's basically like, if you've ever seen the TV show Dallas, it's basically like a movie version of that, but 20 years before the show even came out. Yeah, it is a good film, very long. I haven't actually watched the full disc film yet. I mean, I've watched the film, but I haven't watched the film on 4K yet. I watched some odd scenes. It's a very detail-wise, it's not that much better than the Blu-ray because, for those you don't know the history of this film, it's the elements exist in pretty rough shape, and there are some parts of it that the negatives don't exist, so they have to use like dupes and things. So there's a lot of parts of this film that look kind of soft and blurry, just because that's all that exists. So it's not like that much. It's a little bit sharper than the Blu-ray, but it's like not like massive amount of detail you're going to see. It's still going to look kind of soft and that. But the color, I think the color is better. It's got better color timing. It looks more like accurate to what a film from the 50s would look like, I think. So it is an upgrade over the Blu-ray, but it's a very subtle one. So if you're not don't go in expecting like it to be massively much sharper and to have really sort of bright, full on, super bright, colorful HDR. There's very subtle differences, but I do think it does look better. This is the way you want to watch the film if you've never seen it before. And finally, we have Singing in the Rain. This is the standard version. There was like a big tat-filled box set version released the other month, but I just got this because I'm trying to save money on discs. And yeah, this is one of my favourite films, actually. It's a musical about early Hollywood. Basically, Gene Kelly plays like a movie star in the silent days, and it's this basic sound coming in, and yeah, it's a really good film. Some really funny, some great musical numbers. Yeah, it's a classic. You got to watch it. So you have the film, the 4K, and the Blu-ray. It doesn't come with the bonus disc that came with. There was a special edition. There was like a special edition Blu-ray and like a tap-filled edition, and then there was the standard one disc Blu-ray, which is what I had, and it doesn't come with the second disc from the other version, which is a shame, but I'm not missing anything because I only had the regular Blu-ray anyway. But yeah, anyway, great film, and it looks really good on 4K. The Blu-ray looked really good, but this looks even better, so well worth watching. So that's the end of the video, and hopefully there will be less of the gap between this one and the next one will be a lot smaller. So I'll see you later.